Hey guys, Pendulum here again. So recently a new ban list hit, and there were quite a few changes in the game at that time. Pendulum, Magicians, and Spirals got hit quite a lot. Trace Stars didn't get hit at all. We saw a lot of changes. We saw some old school cards like Solemn Judgment and Monster Reborn come back from the dead. That was insane for me. I just love those cards from the two original sets. So yeah, long story short, here today we will be opening a booster box of a set that many of you guys out there might think is dead after the new ban list, but I'm here to show to you guys that it is not dead yet. We have Pendulum Evolution. It will be my first time opening more than one booster of these like in a vid. I think I've only ever opened some of these in like random pack openings or something. I'm not even sure anymore. I never really cared much for Pendulum Magicians. I don't mind playing against them or playing with them, but I just didn't feel like playing them anywhere at locals or anything. So until now, I haven't bought any of these, but they were still pretty expensive back then. I do know that one of my local stores still sells these booster boxes at like $70 Canadian, which is very expensive, honestly. But I did find this at $40 Canadian on eBay. It was a very good deal, honestly. The main card in here, I believe, is Astrograph Magician, and that card alone is worth like $8 or $10 Canadian. So if you get like 2 or 3 of them, you basically got almost your whole box paid back. But that is not the main purpose of this opening today. We will be wanting to get at least 2 of those cards, but this is an all-foil set, first edition booster box, where there are quite a lot of Pendulum cards. And within those, you can get some very powerful cards for decks that still have relevance nowadays. They are still very interesting cards. You have Zephyrs that were originally released in Crossed Souls, a set I just love so very much. And here you have them as foils and easy to get because I believe they are all supers in here. There are also Metal Foes, not all of them, but a few of them are here, and those are still very playable nowadays. You get Astrograph and Chronograph, which are also very playable nowadays. And honestly, most Pendulum decks, if they don't play them, they do not know what they're doing. Because they are easy to summon. And most relevant decks should play them. But, let's get started. So we will be obviously looking for, and speak of the devil, we have it already in our first pack, Astrograph Sorcerer. Very good card right here. It's Pendulum Scale 1. But its effect is just amazing for 2500 attack beatstick. If a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then you can choose one monster in the graveyard, extra deck, or that is banished, and that was destroyed this turn, and add one monster with the same name from your deck to your hand. So with Bottomless back at 3, if the card is banished, but since Bottomless destroys before banishing, you can still use this guy, which is pretty intense. You could basically use this with Metal Foes. You could use this with, I believe, Dino Mists, maybe? You could use this with Zephyrs, because they also destroy. And your opponent could just destroy anything on your field. You get this, you get to search back. So if you use this in Metal Foes, which is what I intend to do, you can easily destroy a Metal Foe, get another one to special summon from your extra deck on the same turn, and you got this bad boy, and you just milled your deck for 2 cards, or you shouldn't say mill, but whatever. This is still a very powerful and semi-expensive card. We have Harmonizing Magician, another card that has some value still. It's a Pendulum Tuner Spellcaster, so it does see a lot of play still. We have Odd Eyes Pendulum, Guiding Ariadne, very good for counter fairies nowadays. And we have Foucault's Cannon. It's okay. I mean, it doesn't see much play anymore, but those normal monster Pendulum decks can still use it. Oh, and we have Time Star Magician. Basically, this guy is a easy to summon monster for Magician decks, but I don't know if they still play it much. We have Black Fang Magician. I don't remember which Magicians got hit, but basically Magicians lost a few of their friends. So I'm not going to give them too much mind. I'm just going to concentrate on the ones that revolve around decks that aren't pure Pen Mage. But Pen Mage is still very playable, guys. Do not underestimate them. They are very playable. They're pretty easy to counter if you have hand traps. But, locals don't have a lot of hand traps. We have 3 pretty good supers over here. Timebreaker, Wisdom Eye, and Odd Eye's Absolute Dragon. This card is just amazingly beautiful. Look at that. Love that art. Just love it. Next pack. So as I said, this booster box was quite cheap compared to other booster boxes I usually buy, and I'm really just happy to get anything out of this. White Wing Magician looks good. I could probably just collect all the magicians from this set. Star Pendulum Graph. This, I believe, is still pretty interesting and valuable for any magician decks. Pretty good. This is a staple must play in those decks. So keep your eyes open for these. Enlightenment Paladin, nice. Synchro that was in Bosch, I believe. Breakers of Shadows. We have Dragon's Mirror for fusion monsters, dragons. And we have Noble Dragon Magician. So basically this set is just a lot of pendulums and some Odd Eyes cards like that Dragon Mirror thing. I believe because you want to get that, was it Wisdom Eyes? Vortex, whatever. Purple Poison Magician, very good card for the deck. Star Pendulum Graph again, that's good. We got Amazing Pendulum, Dharma Eye Magician, and Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. All those pendulums, and still no Metal Foes or Zephyras yet. Those are the ones I'm looking for the most, although I do want to get some Astrograph and Chronographs. Purple Poison, Black Fang, Lector Pendulum, the Draco Warlord. There are all those Draco Rulers and Draco Overlord in here. Speak of Draco Slayers, that's pretty cool. And we got Echo Oscillation. Next pack. So yeah, we don't get as many cards in here as in the other boosters, but they're all foils. And we have Chronograph Sorcerer, the best friend of Astrograph, I guess. Pretty much has the same effect, but this guy, instead of searching, it says then you can special summon one monster from your hand. So it is good, but it doesn't have the same attack. It's a little weaker, I guess. But it does counter the scale of 1 with a scale of 8, which is very good. They can do great combos together. I'm going to put him on the other side. There we go. We have White Wing again. We got Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, Magical Abductor, and Dragon Pit Magician. Because, he's from the pit of dragons. Oh, we got Star Pendulum Graph quite a few times, but here we have Time Pendulum Graph. And if you guys never noticed before, Star Pendulum Graph has Astrograph because star is in the sky, and astro means space. While Time Pendulum Graph means, time, and Chronograph, chrono means time. So astro for stars and chrono for time. That is why they are named this way, if you guys never noticed before. We have another Astrograph. Pretty cool. We got almost half our box paid with just those 2 cards. That is great. We got Metal Foes Adamante, a card I really enjoy playing in my Metal Foes. Also an instant fusion target. Really good. Zephranu, Secret of the Yang Zing. So we got our first Zephyra and our first Metal Foes in a pack with Astrograph. That's pretty good. And we got Hypno Sister. So Zephyras have been seeing some more play because they can get pretty strong pretty fast. They have a lot of searching cards. They have a lot of recyclability. They have great strength. Honestly, they can counter stuff. It's an insanely fun deck to play. The OCG has been playing it a lot more than the TCG, but the TCG has been playing it a bit more than before. And Metal Foes are just so powerful with Heat Wave, Astrograph, and just some stupid combos you could play like that. It's just such a great deck for different reasons. You can get some fusion monsters out pretty fast. And there's also Electromite, which is very powerful, the brand new late monster for them. And there's also Do a Little Chimera, which can recycle them from the grave if you use them from hand for fusions. So very good deck nowadays. Time Pendulum Graph and Harmonizing Magician again. Oath Dragon Magician. Tuning Magician. Which resembles quite a lot Harmonizing. Like, it is the same person. She's just, leveled up. 3 stars, to be exact. Anyways, and we have Guiding Ariadne again. I'll stop with the cheap humor, because this has been going on for 10 minutes already, and we want to see some polls. Chronograph, again, that's pretty good. 2 Chronos and 2 Astros. We got Harmonizing again. We got another Zephyra, Satellar Knight Zephatuban. We got Zephyra Divine Strike, one of the great reasons why this deck is very playable right now. When a spell, trap card, or monster effect is activated, banish 1 face-up Zephyra monster in your extra deck, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Basically, if you get your Zephyras killed by your opponent, they go in there and then you can negate their stuff. Or you could use Electromite, which I mentioned earlier, to fill your extra deck and search, and then Pendulum summon whatever you can, and the rest is used for Zephyra Divine Strike, which is pretty easy to do. And we have Cliffort Monolith, another reason why this set is great. There are a few Clifforts in here, Monolith and Scout, I believe, and we just saw Towers get, I guess, unhit from the ban list. So, I mean, Clifforts are interesting for maybe local level, but it's still very interesting. We got Time Star and White Wing again. We got Odd Eyes Vortex, very cool. We got Metal Foes Crimsonite, and we got Pendulum Storm. So most of the Metal Foes cards in here are going to be the fusion ones, but they are still very interesting, and you could at least play 1 or 2 of each of the ones you can find in here. Purple Poison and Harmonizing Magician. We got a rare Metal Foes Bismugear. I believe it's the only normal Metal Foes, which is not necessarily normal because it's rare, but very good card, at least 1 or 2 of in the deck. When it's destroyed by battle or card effect, and it says on the field, it doesn't have to be a monster. So its effect still works if it was in your Pendulum Zone. You get to search at the end of the phase of the turn, so that's pretty good. Arch Phoenix Centric, another very good card from this set. Basically, you just use it as either a Mystical Space Typhoon or as a monster destroyer, I guess. Very good. Also, scale 7, you could use it with a lot of different decks. And we have Pendulum Shift. Well, that should go over here. Pendulum Shift over here. You know what? I'll put Arch Phoenix Centric to the side. It is a very good card from this set, and we don't know how many we will see. Next pack. Oh, we have Double Iris Magician. Is it the first one we've seen today? I believe it is. We got Purple again. Time Gazer, used with Chronograph. Echo Oscillation, Odd Eyes Fusion. Very good card, Odd Eyes Fusion, actually. Like, maybe not as good as it used to be, but it is very good still. Oh, and we have another Double Iris. Followed by White Wing. We have Unwavering Bond. Very good against Pendulums. Metal Foes, Orichalc, and Dragon Pulse. So we have quite a few interesting cards on the right side. Let's go on with the left side. We got 2 Astrographs and 2 Chronographs. Wow, we got a playset of Astrographs. That's great. I was just going to ask, if we get a playset of each, we just paid our box. So that is great. Maybe 1 more Astrograph or 1 or 2 more Chronographs, and the whole box will have been paid with those cards. The rest is just pure bonus. Harmonizing, Pendulum Reborn, Rare Metal Foes, and Ritual Beast Tamer Zephram Pelika. Very cool. Ritual Beasts also just got their Link monster from the imports in EXFO, Extreme Force, for those who aren't familiar with the little insignia. So Ritual Beasts are interesting again. Just a bit, but that bit is enough to make them interesting. Purple and Star. We got Formapal Skullcrabat Joker, rest in peace after the ban list. Doomstar Magician, very cool card. I've never really had this before, because I never really invested in this set, but it just looks so amazing. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card and target 1 card in either player's Pendulum Zone, destroy that card, and if you do, draw a card. 1800 attacks, Spellcaster Beatstick Dark. Great artwork. The thing is that nowadays, Pendulum Zones are in the normal Spell and Trap Zones, and if they are not filled with a Pendulum monster, used as a scale, they're not technically counted as Pendulum Zones, so it's useless in those situations. And we got Dharma Eye. But you know, Doomstar pretty much has the same use as before, which is nothing big competitively. We got another Chronograph, so we got a playset of each. That's great. We got Time Pendulum Graph with Chronograph in the same pack. That's pretty cool. We got Metal Foes Adamante, Master Pendulum, and Cliffort Scout. Nice. So we got 1 of each of the Clifforts. I believe Scout is still limited to 1. which is kind of sad, but you know, he is the pay 800. Like, minus 800, boom, you know what happens. Black Fang and Time Pendulum Graph. Metalfoes Crimsonite. Time Gazer to go with Chronograph. And we got Pendulum Shift. I think we've seen Time Gazer twice, but we haven't seen Stargazer, right? Come on, we got this. We got this. Let's get another Astrograph just because. Black Fang Magician, Time Star Magician, Ritual Beasts, Zephyra Windy. That's cool. Stargazer, Speak of the Devil, and Zephyr Tuban. Getting more and more Zephyras is always good, but we need the field spell. Oracle of Zephyra is the one card you really need for Zephyras right now. Astrograph, 4th time. That is insane, guys. I don't know too much about the pulls in this set, but that is great. We got Astrograph, Star Pendulum Graph, and Stargazer in the same pack. That's pretty intense. Odd Eyes Fusion and Odd Eyes Absolute. Only 5 packs left, guys. This has been a very good opening for this set, in my honest opinion. Honestly, couldn't ask for more. Maybe just a 4th chronograph to get like 4 of each. Maybe more eccentrics. Definitely more Zephyras, especially, I guess the field spell is what I would ask. We got another Astrograph. What? 5 Astrographs in 1 pack. Oh, we got a counter. That's good. Zephyr Divine Strike and Pendulum Storm. 4 packs left. We're 2 chronographs fewer than Astrographs. Are we going to see something happen for chronographs to get back? Harmonizing and chronographs. Speak of it. Damn. There we go. 4 on one side, 5 on the other. Oath Dragon, Rescue Hamster. That's cool. We haven't seen him before in this set. Rescue Hamster. He's just so cute. Look at that little guy. He didn't do nothing. He just wants to save you. 3 packs left. Let's do it. Let's get another chronograph and just get some more awesome stuff in the end. Black Fang and White Wing. We got Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, Stellar Knight Zephyr Titan, and Tuning Magician. Come on, Oracle of Zephyr. Come on, come on. It's a super and we haven't seen it at all. Actually, pretty worrying. Like, we do want to see that happen. Time Star Magician and Purple Poison. Enlightened Paladin, Dragon's Mirror, and Noble Dragon Magician. Final pack. Whew. Are we going to see a 5th chronograph? Are we going to see a 6th astrograph? Are we going to see another Archfiend Eccentric? More Metalfoes, more Zephyras. Maybe we're going to see our first Oracle of Zephyra. Everything relies on this final pack of destiny. What will luck give us? Star Pendulum Graph and Chronograph. So we got 5 of each? Yeah, 5 of each. That's pretty good. There we go. Ooh, just doesn't want to stand. Stand up, man. Dragon Pulse, Clifford Monolith, and Dragon Pit. So we did not see Oracle of Zephyra. That is pretty intense. I mean, it's just a super out here. We got quite a lot of foils because everything is foil in here. So we'll start with our Cliff Forts. We got 2 Monoliths and 1 Scout. Pretty good, pretty standard. I guess since you can only play 1 Scout, that's pretty good. We got 1 Archfiend Eccentric. A pretty staple in anything, really. You could play Eccentric with the Cliff Forts and basically, like, you know, since these ones are not level 7 or higher, you could use these, I guess. But, you know, it's not too great for the rest of the deck. But whatever, it works, and that's what counts. We got our Metalfoes stuff. We got 2 Bismu gear. Probably only played 2 in the deck anyway, so that's pretty good. Counter is great. I only had 2 foils and a lot of the normal rarity one, but getting a 3rd foil is good. We got quite a few of the fusions. We got 2 Adamante, 2 Crimsonites, and 1 Orichalc. I wouldn't say that's bad, because you could summon Adamante and Crimsonite, even if you played Heatwave, while Orichalc, you cannot. So that is pretty decent for Metalfoes. And for our Zephyras, we have quite the lineup, but nothing any big, but you know, it's still pretty good. We got Zephyr Divine Strike, which is a staple in the deck. We got 2 Zephyr Tuban, 1 Zephyr Xaiton. We got 1 of each of the Ritual Beast Tamers, and 1 Zephranu. I believe Zephranu is the only one you really want to play in the new version of the deck. Zephyr Divine Strike also is a must play. Maybe one's a for Exciton, maybe one's a for Tuban. Not too sure. But, you know, it's playable. That's what matters most. And we have our 5 copies of Chronograph and 5 copies of Astrograph. The hell is going on? I do not know. Am I going to complain? Not at all. This is glorious. You can play 3 of each in a deck, but I got 5 of each. I don't know if this is legit. Like, usually I think you should get like 3 or 4, but 5 of each, that's pretty good. It means I could sell 2 at the store to get some store credit and still get to play the rest, which is pretty honestly insane. And I think I'm going to do that because this box wasn't too expensive, and if I can get some money back and still get to keep some of the cards for playing with them, that would be insanely fun. So, yeah, that was a little booster box opening, I guess, for Pendulum Evolution. We had just finished our OCG Appreciation Week, and so I really wanted to show you guys that I still cared about TCG, you know, because this is a hobby channel that focuses on everything hobby related, not just one of the two, you know? So, yeah, we just made a quick side note of the ban list. We opened some pretty good polls, honestly, very good polls. And so, if you guys enjoyed the vid, leave a like down below. It really does show your support, and I really appreciate it. Leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions for future vids. If you have any opinions you want to share about these cards or the new ban list, feel free to do so in the comment section below. I will try to answer my best to whatever you guys feel like sharing, because, you know, it's always fun to have a little chat with you guys. You can also share the video with your friends, because, you know, sharing is caring, guys, and a hobby is meant to be shared. Share the love. And finally, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing. Click on that little bell button next to the subscribe button once you subscribed, and you will get notifications for future vids, because there will be, and I swear there will be, a lot more videos coming your way, guys. So stay tuned for that, and until next time, guys, Penem out.